Right before game time, it's announced that Kevin Durant is out. He couldn't play in game one because he banged knees with a teammate. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You can't make this up. Yet, Houston without KD went up against the Lakers without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. LeBron played well, continuing to amaze, showing that he's the GOAT of longevity because no player, no athlete in the history has been this good for this long. And by the way, while we're speaking about it, can we answer that question? Is there an athlete that has been this good for this long in history? I don't know who it is. Maybe somebody's going to give me Sugar Ray Robinson, who I never saw fight. Maybe they'll give me something like that. I don't know of an athlete that has been this good this long. Michael Jordan is still my GOAT because Michael Jordan at his best, I'd take any day against LeBron at his best. But that doesn't mean that LeBron isn't great and he isn't on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. And when you think about sports overall, again, it's a very simple question. At age 41, in his 23rd season, has there ever been anybody this good for this long? The answer to that is no. Not that I know of. I haven't seen it. Have you? 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. It's 888-623-3646. Having said all of that, I can't even tell y'all, I can't even put into words how disgusted I am that Kevin Durant didn't play this game. Because I'm like, you can't miss this. You got to protect your stars leading up to a playoff series. Guy can't get hurt in practice. Come on. That can't happen. But that's exactly what happened. And then Houston, without him, even though they had Alperen Sengun and Jabari Smith Jr. and Amen Thompson and the rest of the crew, Houston's offense looked horrible. They didn't look good at all. And then when you see some of the numbers, some of the things that happened, where they're playing in these games, and you're thinking about, I'm like, how the hell did you lose this game if you're the Houston Rockets? You outscored the Rockets, you outscored the Lakers 24-7 in points off turnovers. Lakers committed 20 turnovers. You out-rebounded the Lakers 44-35 overall. You out-rebounded them 21-3 on the offensive glass. You outscored them 23-6 in second chance points. And you had four different dudes, Smith, Sengun, Thompson, and reserve Jayshawn Tate. Each of them had more offensive rebounds individually than the Lakers had as a whole team because DeAndre Ayton had all three offensive rebounds for the Los Angeles Lakers. You got all of those numbers playing in your favor, and you still managed to lose the freaking game. How? How? But Houston did. And to me, you're buying time for Luka and Austin Reeves to get back. And if they get back, and you end up winning this series, you'll be going up against Oklahoma City Thunder in round 2. Good luck with that. It ends there. Can't see the Lakers beating OKC. No way in hell. It ends there. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about all of that. Right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. Again, you're listening live to Stephen A. Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Listen, I'm never going to be mad when the Lakers are winning because that's more time in Southern California. Okay? And we can't be mad at what we see from LeBron James, who spoke after the game about how things have to be with Luka and Austin Reeves being out. At least until they get back. Listen to LeBron James speaking after the game. Take it away, guys.
I mean, we don't have a choice. It has to be that way. It has to be a collective group. I mean, when you're missing so much firepower like we are right now with AR and Luka being out, we all have to pitch in. We all have to do our job and even do a little bit more, protect one another offensively and defensively. And I think we did that tonight. I mean, we just want to prepare ourselves the best way we can. I thought we had a great week of preparation, but we got to continue that. It's just one game. We protect the home court for game one, and we got to get better over the next 48 hours going into game 2 on Tuesday. So, I thought we had just good spirit. Everybody was in tune with what we wanted to execute, and we tried to do that.
Let's give Luke Kennard some love, too. Finished with 27 points, was shooting the ball all over the place, looking like J.J. Redick for crying out loud. and shooting the ball from all over the place. Had a hell of a game. He played like that. Houston ain't winning this series. 9 of 13, 5 of 5 from 3-point range for Luke Kennard. You pull something like that off, they ain't losing this game. DeAndre Ayton was playing like he had a pulse. He outplayed Shagun. Yes, he did. DeAndre Ayton, 19 points, 11 rebounds. If that's what he's going to give you and Luke Kennard is going to shoot like that, Lakers winning this series. Lakers winning this series. But obviously the neutralizer is Kevin Durant because that's what you brought him there for. Houston didn't have a number one option last year. That was their problem offensively. They didn't have a number one option. They do this year. And KD, assuming he's on the damn court. And here's Coach Ime Udoka for the Rockets talking about KD and what he would have brought to the game had he played. Listen to Houston Rockets coach Ime Udoka.
Efficiency and consistent scoring. On a nightly basis, he shoots that at a good high clip and doesn't have too many nights like this struggling wise with all the young guys, and so kind of calms you down, run certain sets through him, draw attention, and kind of feed off him at times. But regardless if he's back or not, if we shoot that poorly, it's going to be tough to win.
He's absolutely right. I mean, can't shoot this poorly. They can't shoot. I mean, and the crime with the Houston Rockets, if we're keeping it a buck, is that how do you lose Fred VanVleet before the start of the season and you don't go out and get a point guard to run your team? How, when the Clippers let go of Chris Paul, do you not beg that man to come to Houston and provide structure so you're not turning the ball over and you're capitalizing off your play calling and you're getting to the free throw line and you're productive in clutch time? How do you pass up on getting a point guard? It didn't have to be Chris Paul, but anybody who's a known point guard who can play point. How do you not take care of that if you're the Houston Rockets? How do you drop that ball? How do you drop that ball? It's inexcusable. With the team that you have, with the potential there to compete for a championship, with Kevin Durant as your closer, you should have went out and got a point guard. Shepard ain't going to do it for you. He can play. He's got a bright future, but he ain't going to do it for you. He ain't ready yet. And so right now, based on the way it looks, unless Kevin Durant shows up in game 2 and puts everybody on notice, like, yo, this is me and this is what the hell I'm bringing to the table. Unless that happens, Houston ain't winning the series. Lakers are moving on to the second round. And it all ends there. Because ain't no way in hell they beating OKC. That much I can promise you. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
This game where the Rockets were favored. Well, of course, okay, so Durant, but I wonder how much the line moved when it was announced that.
I was going to ask, I don't know what the line did after Durant was ruled out. Durant went through a pregame workout. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 hours before tip. And basically like, I can't move right now the way I need to move. I can't play. And Ime Udoka says he hopes it's a one-game thing. He took a shot to the knee during practice this week, and fellas, let me tell you, I'm gonna go.
Jackson
I'm gonna play
says
pickup
the line
basketball.
went from Rockets by 5.5 to Rockets by 2.5.
Huh. All I know is this: I'm gonna play pickup basketball tomorrow. The offense there will look better than the Rockets' offense without Kevin Durant on the court.
I'm going to say there's a couple of things about that. So first off, let me just say, the Lakers, if they have any serious interest or ability in winning that series, had to win game 1. Had to. Because they're home and Durant is out. And the imbalance that happens with not having Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves rebalances when you don't have Durant with that team. No Fred VanVleet and Durant. I know VanVleet hasn't been there all year, but you could argue
Steven Adams, if you want to throw that in.
You could argue that it's way more balanced when you toss in no VanVleet. Now, there's a couple of things about this game that were wild. Number one, and I haven't seen any history on this, but the Rockets took 27 more shots than the Lakers.
That's insane.
27 more shots. Now, you may say, oh, maybe the Lakers had like 15 more free throws. No, sir. Free throws were even, 26-25.
So from John Schumann, because I have another John Schumann stat, John Schumann from NBA.com, or pal, The Rockets got 27 more shot opportunities than the Lakers. He's including free field goal attempts and trips to the line, I guess, for that. That was the fourth biggest differential in any game across the league this season, and the biggest for any team that lost.
I mean, just right there, just that differential right there, because when you talk...
There's also a companion stat that goes with that.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. How do you get 27? The offensive rebounding in this game. I assume that's what you're talking about, Bontemps?
I was talking about the other reason why the Lakers won the game, but we can get to that in a minute.
The offensive rebounding was 21-3 in favor of the Rockets. This is an unheard of spread to lose a game. And by the way,
there were a lot of offensive rebound opportunities for the Rockets.
Yes, there were.
Well, that's true, but that's their game. Their game is to get offensive rebound opportunities.
And I think they're going to continue to get offensive rebound opportunities. Might not be plus 18, but they're probably going to be plus quite a bit every game.
Well, it was I think JJ Redick described it as a simplistic game plan, which I think is what they needed. DeAndre Ayton played, here's the thing. DeAndre Ayton cannot, we talked earlier about how Wendell Carter cannot outplay Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
And you have any chance? DeAndre Ayton cannot equalize. Actually, it wasn't even equalized because Şengün was 6 of 19.
Yeah, Ayton was 8 of 10. Ayton had 19 and 11. Şengün had 19, 8, and 6. But Ayton was
6 for 19 from the field.
Ayton was a bigger factor in this game.
I mean, a center shooting under 33% from the field is hard to do. The other stat from John Schumann was that among the 8 teams to play Saturday night, or I guess during the day Saturday, the Lakers had the lowest expected field goal percentage and the highest actual field goal percentage.
You didn't think Luke Kennard taking guys off the dribble, it was going to continue?
Well, the Lakers going 10 for 19, and I would emphasize the 19 from 3 in the game. The Lakers winning a game where they only took 19 threes, I would not have bet either.
How about the Rockets making more threes than their opponent, which happened in this game, 11-10, and losing? It's unheard of.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of math in this game. That if you just look at the math would tell you this has to come back in Houston's favor, even if Durant is not around, because the math is so compounding in Houston's favor. However, anyone who watched that game, to Tim's point, and watched that Houston offense, I don't think could sit here and be like, oh man, the math is going to come around for the Rockets. It's going to be great. Maybe it will, but I've got to see the math actually work after watching that, because that was impossible to watch.
They don't have a calculator. They're counting with rocks, and that's what they're throwing at the freaking rim.
They're stacking the rocks.
Well,
up.
You know what I was thinking about, and I know that I think Luke Kennard hit 5 threes. I think LeBron assisted on 3 of them,
probably at least.
He might have had 2 assists and then 2 hockey assists to him, but. I was just thinking back to all of the players that I have watched LeBron in the playoffs with have a 5 3-pointer, 4 or 5 3-point. Because, back in the 2000s, if you made 4 threes, it was 6 threes in today's game. And, I'm thinking Damon Jones, Daniel Gibson,
Kyle Korver, who I saw on Saturday night.
Wally I'm going through the chronological in my head.
Yeah.
Wally Zerbiak. I don't think Norris Cole ever made 4, but Norris Cole had some.
He's really in his brilliant.
Mario Chalmers, Mike Miller, Shane Battier,
Ray Allen,
Matthew I'm not talking about Hall of Famers. I'm talking about guys. Sure. Matthew Dellavedova, J.R. Smith, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma. You're not going to win a series having LeBron and a couple of shooters that are playing off each other, but you can win some playoff games that way. And that's what they did. I've been watching LeBron win games like that since high school. Now, maybe not where they got outshot by 27 attempts, but where LeBron just spreads the floor, and he had 8 assists in the first quarter of this game.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have 30 at one point.
I think he had 3 assists to Kennard in the first quarter alone.
I mean, he's been around forever. He knew the opportunity that was there, and you could see like he was posting up. He was aggressive right off the bat, got them out to a good start. Like he knew they had to win that game to have a chance in the series.
He was very locked in. You see they caught him. It was with the eyes.
The demon pose.
Is that what it's called? The demon pose?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
The famous internet meme from his Miami days.
Well, I'll never, Pat Riley blew that, the Hall of Champions. That's not the Champions Walk or whatever. The hallway from the court to the locker room in Miami. It's got wall size, 8, longer than that, 10 feet high. For years, right as you walked off the court, there were 2 gigantic things on the wall in the Champions hallway there in Miami. One was Udonis Haslem with blood pouring out of his face, dripping down his chin, and the other was LeBron in the demon pose. Like that was that's the epitome of Heat basketball.
Heat culture, baby.
Yeah. So they were, LeBron was definitely locked in, and look, they had to win that game, and they did.